Coming up next is Sweet Talking Comics with Sweet Dan Sweet. We're going to talk about Cable and the X-Force #1 and Avengers Arena #1. A couple of hopeless books from Marvel Now. Right after this. Hey, you want to save 20% off of everything in the store? Then show up on the 20th of every month, because the 20th is Founders Day here at Alternate Reality. And on Founders Day, everything except this week's new comics and bulk supplies is 20% off. That's right, every single thing in the store is 20% off every 20th here at Alternate Reality.
Sweet Dan has comic review just for you.
Think twice before you name your kid Zippity-Doo-Dah. It's twofer. Dan Sweet reviews Cable and X-Force #1. Also, Avengers Arena #1. You're welcome.
Hey folks, Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video outhouse. It's time for
Sweet Talking with Sweet Dan Sweet and Comic Book Man Man's Video Outhouse at alternatereality.com. Wait. MyAlternateReality.com, located at the beautiful intersection of 111 and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood, where the streets flow with beer and, can I say prostitutes on this show?
No, because we don't have any down here.
We don't have any.
This is Mount Greenwood. There aren't any prostitutes in Mount Greenwood.
We need
Get
to get
serious.
some prostitutes in Mount Greenwood.
Beer, we got plenty of beer.
Plentiful amount of beer in the streets.
We made this deal in Mount Greenwood. No prostitutes, but all the beer we want. So there you go.
Hey, but
so they put it to a vote, and they said, beer.
We got that. And I think that's why I'm feeling a little bit full of despair.
Full of despair? You know what I'm feeling full of? Hopelessness.
You're hopeless?
I'm feeling full of
I'm
Dennis
hopeless. As well. See, you knew exactly where I was going with that. That's a great segue. We work off each other pretty well.
I'm feeling full of Dennis Hopeless. As a matter of fact, two times.
Wait. How many inches full of Dennis Hopeless are you?
More than 4, but less than 2.
What are you sitting at?
Whoa! Anyway, we're doing count them, 2 reviews in this show. Both books written by Dennis Hopeless. Both books from Marvel. Marvel Now books?
Both of them are Marvel Now.
Marvel Now books. First book up we're going to talk about. You tell me, which book you want to do, the Avengers or the X-Men book?
Let's do the X-Men book.
Okay, let's do the X-Men book. The spy book.
Cable and X-Force.
Yes.
Dennis Hopeless. Sal LaRocca.
Yes.
I was not ready.
Well, let's give him the setup. Let's give him the setup.
All right.
Let's give him the setup.
Well, hold on. I'm getting there. Okay. I'm getting to the setup. You're absolutely right. This is the setup. I really liked a book called Uncanny X-Force by Rick Remender and a various number of artists.
Which is still sort of going on as we do this.
Till
It's
next
not
week.
over with yet.
Last issue ships next week. Now all of a sudden, Marvel Now, there are 2 X-Force titles.
Yes.
Uncanny X-Force continues in a volume 2, and you
with
get
a new #1.
Cable and X-Force #1.
Yes.
I didn't really understand what was going on.
Right.
I needed a minute.
I sort of had the same feeling.
I was like, well, they're going to turn this into the new Avengers, da-da-da-da. Anyway, I bought this book on the strength of Sal LaRocca's art.
Okay.
I was really interested in that.
Yeah.
And it does not disappoint. However, the setup for the story, I couldn't tell you.
It's getting the team together. This is a getting the team together book.
Kind of.
X-Force is going to be made up of these folks here, and I assume others.
Forge, Domino, Colossus, Cable, and Dr. Nemesis.
Now, Marvel Now, what they're doing at Marvel Now is reintroducing all these characters to new readers, and it's essentially what they're doing in this book. They're reintroducing some of the characters, because there's too many to do in one book.
Some characters.
They're reintroducing some of the characters. Cable, Domino.
Yeah, you get some Domino. You get a little Dr. Nemesis.
Dr. Nemesis, Forge.
Brief Forge.
Forge
was in that .1 one shot that Hopeless did with somebody else.
And if you didn't get the .1 one shot, well then, you don't know if Forge is in this.
Well, and that's the thing, is they're putting this team together, and the first couple of pages are the team has done something, and it brings them into conflict with the Uncanny Avengers, Remender's new book.
Right. And Havoc is there reading the riot act to Cable, and basically he's saying, look, you can't do this crap anymore. You're running around like a bunch of terrorists. And that's not good for our image, because we just went through this whole thing where the Earth almost got destroyed, and we want people to like us, and now you're like doing this thing that's like terrorists.
What did they do?
Well,
we don't know.
They shot someplace up. Apparently, they killed a bunch of people, and the Avengers showed up with the camera crew.
Yeah.
With the camera crew, and Cable basically goes, "Hey!" and he hits the
sand,
and he transports out of there with the rest of the crew.
In a blink of an eye, he's gone.
Blink of an eye.
And they set up shop in this. What I think it's an abandoned plane graveyard.
In Nebraska, of all places.
Anyway,
you'd think in Arizona, but no, it's in Nebraska.
The one character that isn't on the cover, who has a really prevalent part, is Hope.
Right.
from the Generation Hope.
Generation Hope.
The
Cable's
Mutant
kid.
Messiah.
Cable's kid.
Yeah, basically it's a reunion issue between Cable and his daughter.
Yeah.
They're getting to the rest of the story. I'm going to stick around for the first arc. The art is gorgeous.
The art's nice.
The
art's
dialogue is really well done.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for some semblance of a story.
Yeah, I read this thing and it didn't really go anywhere. But I also understood that they're building the team, and this is the type of thing you have to read the next 2 to 3 to 4 issues, and it'll all sort of come together. And then at the end of the first story arc, you'll have the team doing the mission and the thing.
This is why they exist.
And this is a couple issue trip along the way to get yourself there. As far as the story itself goes, I'm reading this thing and I'm thinking to myself, hey, it's another spy book.
Yeah,
Who cares?
Well, I care. I'm going to enjoy it.
It's a mutant spy book. Who really cares?
I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to keep reading it as best I can.
Yeah.
And if the first arc doesn't grab me, there's another X-Force book out in like January.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got a little time.
Well, it's the volume 2. That's fine.
Now a book that grabs you by the end of the first issue
is our second book.
Our second book, also a hopeless title.
Also hopeless.
Also a Marvel Now, a hopeless Marvel Now title.
Just like the last one.
Which I hope is very prosperous, because I actually grasped on. I knew I was going to read this book right away.
Okay.
I grasped onto this title right off the bat from the premise. Avengers Arena.
Avengers Arena.
Hopeless. Kevin Walker. Doing Lord of the Flies, Battle Royale, Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
However you choose to define it.
They're doing it because of Hunger Games,
Well,
but yeah, it's Battle Royale.
They're doing it because of Hunger Games, sure, but it's ultimately all...
Hey, Hunger Games made a bunch of money. We bet we can make a bunch of money off of Hunger Games, and there you go. That's about all you need.
Well, and the thing with that is this could easily be a cop-out title where the ends don't justify the means, where the stakes aren't as high as they claim they really are in Solicits. This is 16 Marvel teen heroes fighting to the death on an island.
Well, the Avengers Academy kids.
Well, it's Avengers Academy kids. There's some Runaways.
Yeah.
There's some ex-guys, I think.
All teens.
And some made-up characters for the sake of canon fodder, I would imagine. First issue, somebody dies. First issue, somebody dies that I've been reading for at least 2 years. A character that I've known for 2 years dies in the first issue.
Now, the mastermind behind all this thing is Arcade, who's a long-time X-Men villain, goes all the way back to the Byrne Claremont days.
He does not have his bow tie.
Does not have his bow tie.
He has like a neckerchief.
But you know what he is? He's a little bit older. He's a little bit taller, and he's dressing a little tiny bit better. Not a lot, but a little
more
bit.
formidable.
More formidable.
More formidable foe for our powered teenage wonderkin.
Okay.
But this book has a certain amount of gravitas, a certain amount of balls.
Well, the point behind the issue is Arcade brings them all together onto the island, and he basically tells them, look, I've been putting these death traps together for the last X number of years, and I've got a really lousy kill ratio as far as heroes. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get 16 of you together, and you all have to kill each other, and whoever's left standing will be the winner. And that way, my kill ratio will go way up, because I'm the guy that's making you all do it.
And they get into it. They all attack, and there's a big fight.
Yeah, they attack him.
Ultimately, by the end of the issue, you have a dead teenage superhero.
Yes, you do.
And it was a little... I was caught off guard by it. I wasn't ready for it. I welcome it. I'm not afraid of change. I hope that we get a lot of great stories out of this. There's a lot of cool-looking new characters in this book. I was going to be on board. I love the Young Hero titles. I'm looking forward to Young Avengers, none of whom made their way onto this island, coincidentally.
The thing that I walked away with this story was a great big who the hell cares.
Oh! No. You said that about the last book we just read. Okay.
The character that you said gets killed?
Yeah.
The character that you liked for so long?
The
character you think is so wonderful?
Okay,
but the character
you've read for 2 years.
Okay,
It's a character that was established.
Do you really think he's dead?
Yeah.
No, nobody dies in the Marvel Universe because and we talked about this about something else. This guy's an intellectual property, and by guy, I've already narrowed it down a little bit. This guy's an intellectual property of Marvel Comics. This character's not dead. No character's dead. The point behind this book is 16 characters are going to fight to the death, which means one's going to be left alive. 16 are going to be dead. Nobody ever dies in the Marvel Universe. This is ultimately a pointless book because they're all going to be alive in 2 years walking around doing something or other.
Maybe, maybe not. The character that died is an established character. I've enjoyed their adventures.
He will
Doesn't mean he'll be back. He doesn't, I mean, whatever. Read it for yourself, judge. Pick it up at Alternate Reality.
Pick it up at alternate reality.
Hurry up and pick it up.
Where
at
it's
Alternate
15% off if you buy it before Tuesday, the whatever it is this week.
You owe me $5 for shilling that, by the way. I
Yeah,
get
okay.
$5 every time I say that line.
I've got like 6 copies left, so you better hurry up.
Yeah, you better hurry up. I'm going to buy all of them.
Oh, great. That's even better.
No, I'm not. I'm going to use my $5 for it.
Anyway, that's it. We're done with Finish Rider. Hey, the phone's working.
Hey,
We're done with Finish Rider.
somebody wants an Avengers Academy.
We got no more Sweet Talking
Arena.
comics, but you can go to the store's website, check out all of this man's occasional comic reviews and all of Bo's comic book news. And where's the store's website at? Sarah knows.
The sound of your voice makes you want to eat electricity. www.myalternatereality.com.
So stop off at the store's website, check out all of this man's occasional reviews and all of Bo's news. And until next time, this is me
And this is me.
saying bye.
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.